Hey guys, Stephen here from Heresy Academy. Now we've done our menu and changed a little bit of code for the application at .load level. We're now going to get started putting in our paddle, ball, and the blocks. And to start off with, obviously, we're going to want to go to our game scene. Just double click. If you haven't saved it, it will ask you to save it if you want to save before you go. Obviously, we're fine to go, so let's go, please. There we go, it's starting to do something here. There we go, open. Sorry about this, it's running a bit slow. So over in the assets now, I've put them folders for the scripts, the sounds, and the sprites. I'm going to go straight down to the sprites folder. Let's see, yeah. A few ways to import them. This is just one we're going to do now. I'm just going to drag these two and just drop them into my sprites folder there. And actually, I forgot to get my paddle, so I'll just do the bricks and the ball, and I'll put the paddle in shortly afterwards. In fact, no, I'll go get the paddle now and edit it. Sorry about that, guys. I'll probably end up forgetting to edit this. Like I said, I've made it once in Construct 2, so I'm just using the same assets now. So drag this over as well. Here we go, we've got the paddle, ball, and bricks. Obviously, I've got power-ups in these type of games. So you can see, you can click on the arrow and see that we've just got basically what the image is. Straight away, we can just drag this in to our scene. Let's have a quick check where it is. Oh, it's at 200. Okay, that's fair enough. What you want to do, obviously, make sure we set the position back down to like 0, 0. And for some reason, it's going really, really small. Come on, reset. There you go. So I've just clicked on this now. Right, clicked on it. It just says reset. There we go. So I can see it's not really ideal in that position. So I'm just going to zoom out a little bit. We can just move it down. It doesn't specifically matter where we put it now. We will obviously sort this out later. Put it there. It will drop down once we set it up. So same again with the paddle. You can just drag that into your scene somewhere underneath here, and we'll move it around to suit where we want it to go a little bit afterwards. There we go. Sorry, I didn't even drag it. So you can see, it's like I said, it's not ideal the way it is at the moment. It's set up. Perhaps we can change this. Change the camera. Change the scale. We will set that up later on. I want to get straight into this now with the blocks. So by dragging them in, it's brought them in as sprites, 2D and UI. Usually it comes in as textures. So one thing you may notice, you've put them in and it's come with the texture. So you want to click on your image here in your sprites folder. Go to the texture type and make sure you put sprite 2D and UI and accept the changes. Keep it a single, pixels per unit 100, that's fine. One thing I can show you though, pixels per unit, let's just half that and then apply. Watch what happens to our paddle, it gets bigger. So that's one way you can decide. Let's say where it used to be 75, so a bit bigger but not as much. See how it's going, makes it a bit bigger. For the blocks, you want to change this now, sprite 2D and UI. So let's put the blocks here as well at 75, just to sort of keep it with the same as the ball. We'll change it as we like later on. Click over here now, you want to change that to multiple, and I'll click apply again. Now before we do anything else, I just want to click on all three, and over here you see filter mode. I'm going to put it down to point, no filter. Do that, control and click by the way to select more than one object, like most programs I think is the same. You can see actually it's gone a bit blurry on that one. Probably about to see we just did that. Yeah. Right, okay, never mind. Okay, we'll leave it at bilinear. So to our blocks now, it doesn't have the arrow anymore because we put it as multiple. So just go to sprite editor and you can see you've got 4x3 here. Let's do, say it's up here in the top corner, you want to go to slice, and it's already automatic, so give it a go, see what it does. It slices the whole thing. The reason it does that is there's no space in between. It tries to guess what the pictures are, and because it's got black lines around, it just thinks it's one picture. So what you can do is grid by cell count for starters. So I always get this wrong now. These are columns, aren't they? Yeah, and these are rows. So we've got 4 columns and 3 rows. So over here by the C, I'm going to go 4 columns and 3 rows. We'll try this out. I'm pretty sure it's going to cause a problem because it's going to keep this black line. We don't want to offset or anything like that just a moment. Let's do slice. And it won't look too bad. If we keep it as this now, we've sliced it, and just click on apply. Then we'll close this off, close off the sprite editor, and drag one of these into your scene. It doesn't look too bad with the black line. If you want to get rid of the black line, you just got to edit the image. So yeah, it's kind of absolutely fine. But that's how we'll set up our what's it call it thingamajig, you know, that stuff. Just drop this down to a bit lower at the bottom of the screen. So what I want to do now, let's have a quick think. We'll use these two in animation, perhaps. Yeah, we'll use those two in animation. I want to click on these, well, one at a time. We'll just drag each one into our hierarchy. We don't particularly need to use every single colour we've got, but I suppose we might as well do what we like. Dragging this one. So as you can see, if you look at the game screen, you've just got the one block because they're all sort of on top of each other. So it'll be a bit manual at the moment. We'll just drag it out. Tell you what, you can do as well. If you hold down Control and you move it along, it moves it along one square. These one unit. Drag this up how you like. Well, for starters, actually, now I've got it in there, I'm going to actually want to put this down to 50. Let's give that a go. Make them a bit bigger. Maybe go for 30. Just test it out, see the size changes. Maybe that's too much now. Try 40. You know, just see what you feel like. It's your game, you decide. So you just pull them along. The same for this one then. Drop this along. Usually you can get them to line up, but didn't want to today. Okay, that's fine. Drop down to number 2. Okay. Once you've done that to a few of them, so you can see you've got these now, trying to get them to line up, and you see this is at minus 4.16, this is at minus 4.17. This one's at minus 4, so we're now going to use this as our sort of basis here, and we're just going to, have to get a vehicle going past, don't we? We're just going to get rid of that, so put them all to minus 4. Not all, but so I get the point. So make this one minus 4 as well, and drop this one up here. So you can see you've still got a gap in between them. That's to do with now, we've set this up to be 40 pixels per unit, so it's rendering 40 pixels per each of these squares. We can easily fix this. If you look at this top one, it's at Y3. So this by the way, this is your transform component. I've actually not mentioned that yet. So the X position, obviously, well, it's not obvious, but X position is horizontal. So if you consider a graph, you've got your X and your Y. The Z position is more 3D, which doesn't come into a 2D game too much. So to do that as well, I've just clicked on this button here, 2D to 3D. We're making a 2D game. So anyway, go back to that orange one here. Let's go back to the movement. See how to drag it up one more block. So it's now at 4. This one will come up and then now will be at 3. But if you want to make it touch, put it at 3.5. There we go. And that to me, that works absolutely fine. Because if you look now as well, as you move this, it'll move 1 unit's length. So it'll move by 1. Which is why it wouldn't line up in the first place before. Same again now. To put this one, got it at 3. So this one will have a gap in it. Because you put this one to 2 or 3. Then let's say we just wanted to go for 4 in line there. Finding the next one. So we just go for that for now. Apologise if I go quiet. I do concentrate a lot when it comes to moving bricks for some reason. As you'll notice as well, you'll probably notice the black line doesn't always show up. I'll go over that in a moment, or a couple of moments. The reason we're doing this as well, just trying to line them all up. What I'll do off camera is I'll set up a bit of just a quick pattern. It won't be too important. But now you see we've technically run out of bricks. Said it doesn't particularly matter. Go for these two, hold down control, drag these over, and then the next four, just drag these over. So it doesn't particularly matter. We've basically remade this, but the opposite way, so it's 4x3 instead. And the purpose of doing this is to go into our assets folder, create ourselves a new folder, and it will be called Prefabs. I'm going to open it up and now select all our breakout blocks and we'll drag them down from somewhere. No, you don't want to do that. What you want to do is create an empty and we're going to call it a block group. Like I said, we'll reconfigure this to actually make decent blocks afterwards. Grab all your blocks, drop them in. Oh, another thing as well, cancel that. Go to your block group and make sure it's at 0, 0, 0 everywhere. Otherwise, it'll cause you a problem, which I'll demonstrate afterwards. So now drop them all into there, that's your block group. Grab your block group and drag that down to prefab folder. So now, if you get rid of your block group and you drag it back into your scene, there we go. So I'm actually thinking, get rid of those last two for now. Then we're keeping these, keep them in check, that would be fine. Click on block group now and just click apply, and that saves our prefab. Because now we can drop it in again, and it can look pretty sort of duty. Drag this along where we want it to go, about there perhaps. So that'll be minus 0.5 and 0, just to keep it even. Then we click on this. Now we're not moving one singular brick, we're moving a singular block thing. Still bring it up. So say this was 1.5, no, 1.6. There we go. That's gonna be 0. And then same again. We'll just Control and D to duplicate. There we go. Drag it out. Duplicate. Drag it out. Duplicate. Drag it out once more. It's about there. So you see the black line. It's looking a bit funky now. It's not looking as good. I'll do some editing in between the videos, just sort of change that up. Perhaps just get rid of the line around these completely. That could possibly make a bit of a difference. But anyway, for the functionality, it'll work. What we can do now is create another empty, and what we'll do this time is we'll put the X to 2, put the Y to 1. Okay. This is now just to demonstrate why you should make it 0. So add these two group your game object, then go back to your prefab, drag your game object down here, put your game object back in. Oh, actually, ignore that a second. Put your game object here. You see it saved its position at 2 and 1, but then the actual position of these has changed a little bit. Let's put that to minus 0.5 again. Make sure these are all lined up. We're going to go for 1.5, 3.5, 5.5. Yeah, so now we've got all the game object, it's now just the 1. Okay, didn't want to do that, let's cancel that set. Click the game object, now it's just the 1. So Control and D to duplicate, drop it down. And I think that'll be enough bricks entirely. So once more, we'll go for another create a game. Final what's it called, final brick group. Grab both your game objects. Gonna make this one 0, 0. Grab both your groups, make it down here, drop it in there. There we go. So now you can just drop in a group of bricks like that. I'll drop it in there, it'll save its position. So yeah, as you can see as well, you can open up the prefab and see what it's consistent of. Like for you may decide to just have completely all red. So all you do there is obviously just use the red brick, and you wouldn't use these. This is one method of setting it up, using prefab and just building it, and prefab, building it, prefab. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you another method that can be used. And basically you just call a function or call a bit of script that will decide to say fill up your screen with bricks, and then it will fill your screen. It will choose, let's say you've got space for 6 bricks, it'll put 6 bricks in there, sort of thing. It'll confine them to your screen and you won't be able to move them anywhere. So we'll do that in the next video. This one, I don't know, it's dragged on a little bit. Hope you're still happy and following. Shouldn't really have any questions after this one. I mean, you might have the main question of why did you do this video? It's just like, well, I just wanted to show you how to do prefabs. And that's basically it, really. So if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, obviously give it a thumbs down. Leave me a comment, let me know why you didn't like it. Yeah, just keep on following. Subscribe to the channel, get the new video, get obviously the new videos. And you know, tell your friends about this new channel. Maybe you're watching this and it's now the year 2020 and YouTube is actual visible from, I don't know, from glass box thing. I don't know. Ignore me. I'm waffling. So yeah, thank you for watching, and this will do for now.